She thought her dirty secret would stay buried, until I disappeared right before the wedding and unleashed the truth that shattered everything. The aftermath? Pure chaos she never saw coming. Let me start from the beginning. I'm Rasmus, 29, chartered accountant at one of the big four firms in Copenhagen. I pull 320K a year, which in Denmark means I'm doing pretty well for myself. I worked my sauce off to get here, 80-hour weeks during busy season, managing multi-million-dollar audits, the whole deal. I don't do things half sauce. Never have. My ex-fiancée, Astrid, was 27, marketing executive at some luxury fashion brand, the kind where a handbag costs more than most people's monthly salary. We met 4 years ago at a corporate event. She was handling PR for a client we were auditing. Smart, ambitious, gorgeous in that classic Scandinavian way. Or so I thought. We moved fast. Within 6 months, she'd moved into my apartment in Osterbro. By year 2, we were engaged. Everything looked perfect from the outside. Successful couple, beautiful apartment overlooking the lakes, plans for kids, the whole Danish dream. 2 weeks before our wedding, I was pulling another late night at the office. It was nearly midnight, and I was deep in quarterly reports when my phone buzzed. Surin, a colleague who'd been transferred to our Miami office 6 months ago. Call me. Now. It's about Astrid. My first thought was that something had happened to her. She was in Miami with her bridesmaids for her bachelorette party. 5 days of spa treatments and beach time, she'd said. I called immediately. Raz, I'm sorry, man, but you need to know. I saw Astrid tonight. She wasn't with her friends. My stomach dropped, but I kept my voice level. What do you mean? I was at the Fontainebleau for a client dinner. Saw her in the lobby with some guy. They were they were all over each other. I followed them. They went up to a suite. I have photos. The Fontainebleau, where we'd stayed for our 2-year anniversary. Send them. The photos came through in rapid succession. Astrid in the lobby, her hand on his chest. Astrid in the elevator, his hand on her sauce. Astrid at the suite door, pulling him inside. Timestamp showed this was 2 hours ago. There's more, sir, and said. I may have paid a bartender to tell me how long they've been here. They checked in 3 days ago. Separate rooms officially, but he's been in her suite every night. I stared at my computer screen, the numbers blurring. 3 days. She'd been FING someone else for 3 days while texting me about how much she missed me. Who is he? I had the bartender check the booking. Frederick Lindgaard. I knew that name. Her ex from university. Investment banker at Nordea. The guy she'd told me was ancient history and completely out of her life. Raz, you there? I'm here. Send me everything. Every photo, every detail. What are you going to do? What I do best. A thorough FING audit. I hung up and got to work. See, most people would have called her, screamed, demanded answers. Not me. I build cases. I gather evidence. I create airtight documentation that would hold up in court. And then I execute with precision. First, I logged into our shared iCloud. We had location sharing on. She was indeed at the Fontainebleau. Had been there every night since arriving. I scrolled through our message history. All those miss you baby texts were sent from that hotel. While she was with him. Then I went deeper. Our shared credit card statements. She'd been buying lingerie at La Perla 2 days before the trip. The kind she never wore for me anymore. Restaurant charges for two at expensive places. A charge at Tiffany's that definitely wasn't for her bridesmaids. But I needed more. I needed everything. I have access to her email. She'd given me the password years ago for some travel booking and never changed it. Financial auditor habit. Always check everything. What I found made me physically sick. Email threads with Frederick going back for months. Starting professional, he'd reached out about some marketing opportunity. Then increasingly personal. Then sexual. Photos. Videos. Plans to meet. Miami wasn't their first time. They'd been effing for months. In our bed when I was traveling for work. In his apartment. In hotel rooms across Copenhagen. The worst part? The messages about me. About how I was stable and successful, but Frederick was exciting and made her feel alive. How she loved the security I provided, but needed the passion he gave her. How after the wedding she'd have the best of both worlds, my money and stability, his cock on the side. One message made me see red. Rasmus is sweet, but so predictable. He'll never find out. He trusts me completely, the poor thing. After the wedding, we can be more careful, but also more free. Just a few more weeks of playing the perfect fiancé. Poor thing. Predictable. I sat back in my chair. The office was empty except for security. I had a choice to make. I could confront her, call off the wedding, try to salvage some dignity. Or I could do what I do best, conduct a complete audit, and present my findings. I chose option 2. But I wasn't going to present my findings to her. I was going to present them to everyone. I worked through the night, downloaded every email, every photo, every video, created backups of backups, built a comprehensive timeline of her deception. By 6 a.m., I had everything. Then I started phase 2, the disappearing act. I went home, packed light, just essentials and my work laptop. Moved my personal items to my sister Maya's place while Astrid was still gone. Transferred my share of our joint savings to my personal account, all legal, all documented. Canceled my contributions to the wedding vendors, but didn't tell them to cancel the event. Let Astrid handle that. Then I went dark. Blocked her on everything except SMS. I wanted to see the messages but not respond. Told my office I had a family emergency and would be working remotely. Only Maya knew the truth. Astrid came back from Miami on a Tuesday, 5 days before our Saturday wedding. The first text came at 3 p.m. Hey baby, landed. Can't wait to see you tonight. I didn't respond. I was at Maya's, editing video. By 6 p.m. Raz, are you working late again? I'm home. 7 p.m. Where are you? Your gym bag is gone. 8 p.m. Rasmus, what the F? Where are you? 10 p.m. I'm freaking out. Please answer me. Midnight. If this is about the wedding stress, I'm sorry. Please come home. 47 missed calls that first day. I watched them all come in. Said nothing. Wednesday, her panic escalated. She called my office. They said I was handling a family matter. She called Maya. My sister said she didn't know anything. She called my parents in Orgis. I'd already briefed them to say they hadn't heard from me. Rasmus, where the F are you? The wedding is in 3 days. Please, baby, I'm scared something happened to you. If you're hurt somewhere, please just let me know you're okay. I've called the hospitals. I've called the police, they won't do anything. Whatever happened, we can work through it. Thursday, she started getting creative. Is this about Miami? Did someone say something? Baby, nothing happened. I was with the girls the whole time. Interesting. I hadn't mentioned Miami. If someone told you they saw something, it's not what you think. Please let me explain. Rasmus, please. Meanwhile, I was putting the finishing touches on my masterpiece. A 10-minute video presentation. Professional quality. I'd learned video editing for some corporate presentations. The title slide, Astrid and Frederick, a love story. It opened with her vows that she'd practiced in front of me. Her promising to be faithful, honest, true. Then cut to her emails with Frederick. Her texts. The photos from Miami. The videos they'd sent each other, edited for maximum impact, while keeping it legally safe. The timeline of every lie, every deception, every time she'd FD him and then come home to me. The closing slide. Congratulations to the happy couple. May you have the relationship you deserve. I scheduled it to go live on YouTube at exactly 2 p.m. on Saturday, the moment she would be walking down the aisle. I set it to email to her entire contact list, her company's HR department, her LinkedIn connections, and every wedding guest whose email I had. Her parents, her boss, her colleagues, everyone. But I wasn't done. I also compiled a special package for Isabella, Frederick's fiancée. Every photo, every message, everything. Scheduled to send at 2:05 p.m. Friday morning, the day before the wedding, I was at the airport. Astrid's messages had turned desperate. The venue called asking about tomorrow. Your family won't talk to me. Please, Rasmus. I'll do anything. I know you're reading these. Don't do this to me. My flight to Singapore was at noon. I had a job offer from our Singapore office I'd been sitting on for months. Astrid didn't know about it. I'd accepted it Wednesday. Start date Monday. As I sat in the business class lounge, I sent one final text. Check your email tomorrow at 2 p.m. Wear the white dress. You'll want to look your best. Then I turned off my phone and boarded the plane. Update 1, posted 2 days ago. You wanted to know what happened at the wedding? I've been getting the reports from multiple sources. It was everything I hoped for and more. I landed in Singapore at 7 a.m. local time on Saturday, which was 1 a.m. Copenhagen time. Checked into Marina Bay Sands, showered, and set up my laptop. I had a front row seat to watch my handiwork unfold from 10,000 kilometers away. At exactly 2 p.m. Copenhagen time, while I was having a whiskey at the hotel bar, the video went live. The first text came from my sister Maya at 2:03, holy frass. Then the floodgates opened from various wedding guests over the next hour. Dude, what the F just happened? The wedding is chaos. Everyone is leaving. Her dad collapsed. They called an ambulance. She's screaming at everyone. Security is here. Frederick just showed up and she attacked him. Someone call Rasmus? Is this real? Let me paint you the picture from what I've pieced together. The ceremony was at one of those fancy Copenhagen venues, an old mansion converted for events. 200 guests, string quartet, the works. Astrid was in a designer dress that cost more than most people's cars. Everything was perfect. At 2 p.m. sharp, as the music started and she began walking down the aisle, phones started buzzing. First one, then five, then dozens. People checking emails during the ceremony, tacky, but lucky for me. The first gasp came from her cousin in the third row. Then whispers started. Someone actually said for everyone to hear. Astrid kept walking, confused but smiling. Her father was walking her down the aisle, also confused by the growing murmur. Then someone's phone started playing audio. They'd clicked the video link. Astrid's voice, moaning Frederick's name, echoed through the venue before they could shut it off. That's when Astrid's smile cracked. She stopped halfway down the aisle. Her maid of honor was staring at her phone, mouth open. The officiant looked confused. The string quartet kept playing for another few seconds before trailing off. What's going on? Astrid asked. Someone held up their phone to show her. The scream, I'm told, was audible outside the building. She dropped her bouquet and grabbed the phone, saw her own face on the screen, saw the title of the video. Then she ran, just turned and ran for the doors in her massive dress, her father calling after her. That's when phones really started going off. The video was spreading. Guests were watching it, sharing it, sending it to others. The groomsmen, my supposed friends who knew nothing, were looking at each other in shock. One of them, Andreas, just said F asterisk 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 ing H asterisk 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 L and walked out. Her father, still confused, grabbed someone's phone to see what everyone was looking at. Made it about 30 seconds into the video before his face went purple. That's when he collapsed. Full cardiac episode. Ambulance was called. Meanwhile, Astrid had locked herself in the bridal suite and was apparently destroying everything in sight. The venue staff didn't know what to do. Guests were leaving in droves. Some were angry at her, some at me. Most just wanted to get the H asterisk 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 L out of there. But the best part? Frederick showed up. See, he'd gotten the notification too. And so had Isabella, his fiancée. They arrived at the same time from different directions. Isabella in tears, Frederick in panic mode. The confrontation happened in the parking lot. Isabella slapped him. Astrid, who'd emerged from hiding, went full berserker and had to be physically restrained from attacking both of them. Mascara everywhere, dress torn, screaming obscenities in Danish and English. The police were called. Not sure if any charges were filed, but they shut down the whole event. By 4 p.m. Copenhagen time, the video had over 10,000 views. Someone had shared it on Danish Twitter. It was trending in Denmark. Hashtag Brudegate, Bridegate, was actually trending. Astrid's company, the luxury fashion brand, they have a morality clause. Very strict about their employees maintaining the brand image. By Monday morning, she was unemployed. Frederick's situation was equally F asterisk 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 addition. Isabella didn't just dump him. She sent the evidence to his employer. Turns out Nordea also frowns upon executives who might bring reputational damage to the firm. He's been put on administrative leave pending investigation. As for me, I watched it all unfold from my hotel room, ordered room service, and slept like a baby. My phone, when I finally turned it back on Monday, had over 500 messages. Threats from Astrid, threats from her family, threats from lawyers. Also messages of support from people I hadn't heard from in years. Apparently, I'd become something of a legend in certain Copenhagen circles. The legal threats are empty. Everything I shared was true, documented, and sent only to people who knew her. I didn't post it publicly. They did that themselves by sharing it. Denmark has strong privacy laws, but I was careful. Truth is an absolute defense. Astrid's messages evolved over the weekend. Saturday, I'll F asterisk 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 ing call you Sunday. Please take it down, please. Monday, you've ruined my life. Tuesday, can we talk? Wednesday, I'm sorry. No, Astrid. We can't talk. You made your choices. You chose to F asterisk 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 Frederick. You chose to lie to me. You chose to plan a future where you'd use me while betraying me. I just chose to tell the truth. With style. Update 2. posted one day ago. A lot of you have been asking for more details about the aftermath and whether I regret going nuclear. Short answer, F asterisk 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 no. Let me tell you what's happened in the weeks since the wedding that wasn't. First, the legal situation. Astrid's family hired some hotshot Copenhagen lawyer to threaten me with everything from defamation to intentional infliction of emotional distress. I forwarded it all to my firm's legal team. Perks of working for a Big Four. Their response was basically, she can pound sand. Everything I shared was factual. I have the receipts, the emails, the photos, the videos, all sent between consenting adults. I didn't hack anything. She gave me her password. I didn't violate any privacy laws by sharing evidence of her affair with people who were directly affected by her lies. The lawyer quietly dropped the case after our legal team sent back a 20-page response with citations. The financial untangling was easier than expected. I'd already moved my assets. The apartment was in my name only, bought before we met. She had 30 days to get her stuff out. Maya supervised the movers while I was in Singapore. Apparently, Astrid showed up drunk one day, crying and trying to get Maya to tell her where I was. Maya just laughed in her face. The wedding itself cost about 250,000 Danish kroner, most of which her parents had paid. Non-refundable. The venue, the catering, the flowers, all gone. That's on top of her losing her 450,000 Danish kroner per year job. And Frederick? His 600,000 Danish kroner position at Nordea is gone too. But here's where it gets interesting. Remember Isabella, Frederick's ex-fiancée? She reached out to me on LinkedIn. Wanted to thank me. Turns out she'd been suspicious for months, but had no proof. My evidence package saved her from marrying a serial cheater. We had a video call. She's in therapy, but doing better. Even offered to buy me dinner if I'm ever back in Copenhagen. No, not like that. She just wanted to thank the guy who saved her from SHD marriage. The Copenhagen gossip mill has been in overdrive. I've been getting messages from people I barely know with their own Astrid stories. Turns out she wasn't just cheating with Frederick. There was a marketing director at another firm, a personal trainer at her gym. The girl had a whole roster. My favorite message came from her former boss. We always knew she was ambitious. Didn't realize that extended to collecting men. Thank you for the heads up. We'd rather not have someone with such poor judgment representing luxury brands. As for my family, they're fully on my side. My mother, a normally reserved woman, actually said, I never liked that girl. Too much makeup. Danish mothers, man. They know. But the best update? My work situation. See, the Singapore office had been trying to poach me for a year. They needed someone to lead their Nordic accounts expansion into Asia. The timing of my acceptance raised some eyebrows, but when the senior partners heard the full story, let's just say destroying a cheater's life with spreadsheet-level precision apparently shows exceptional attention to detail and outstanding risk management skills. They bumped my offer. I'm now at 380 KSGD, about 1.9 million Danish kroner. Corner office. Full relocation package. And Singapore has much better weather than Copenhagen. Some of you asked if I feel bad about her father's heart episode. Look, the man's been eating pork and butter for 60 years and never exercised. I didn't give him a heart attack. His arteries and his daughter's behavior did. He's recovered, by the way. Apparently told Astrid she's cut off from the family money. Something about embarrassing the family name. The social media situation has been hilarious. Astrid deleted all her accounts after the video hit 50,000 views. But screenshots live forever. Someone made a meme out of her I promised to be faithful vow followed by the Miami hotel footage. It's been making rounds in Danish Twitter. She's become a verb in certain circles. Don't get astride means don't let your sideline activities go viral. Frederick tried to do damage control. Posted some BS about making mistakes and growing from adversity. The comments destroyed him. My personal favorite, bro you grew something alright, unemployment. He's deleted everything now too. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in my service department overlooking Marina Bay, having just closed a major deal with a Singaporean firm looking to expand into Scandinavia. Life's good when you're not wasting it on a cheater. Do I miss her? No. I miss the idea of who I thought she was. But that person never existed. The real Astrid was a manipulative cheater who thought she could have her cake and eat it too. Well, she got her cake. Served cold, with a side of public humiliation. Someone asked if I'm dating again. Not yet. I'm enjoying being single in a new city. Focusing on work, hitting the gym, exploring Asia. Maybe in a few months. But the next girl? She's getting a full background check. Trust, but verify. That's the auditor's way. Would I do it again? Without hesitation. Some people deserve second chances. Cheaters who plan to continue cheating after marriage while using you as a stability ATM, they deserve exactly what they get. Final update, posted today. It's been 6 months since I nuked my life in Copenhagen and started fresh in Singapore. Figured I'd give you all one last update before I close this chapter for good. The dust has settled, and the view from here is effing spectacular. Let's start with Astrid. Through the Copenhagen network, I know she's working as a freelance social media consultant now. Basically, she posts Instagram content for small businesses that can't afford real marketing. Lives in a studio apartment in Nuremberg with a roommate. Last I heard, she was dating some DJ who's totally going to make it big. Sure, January. She tried reaching out one more time about 3 months ago. Long email about how she's grown as a person and understands her mistakes and would love to have a conversation about closure. I responded with a PDF of her email to Frederick where she called me predictable and said she'd keep effing him after our wedding. Haven't heard from her since. Frederick's trajectory has been even more pathetic. Couldn't find another banking job in Copenhagen. Word travels fast in Danish finance circles. Last update from my network, he's working for his father's small import/export business. Went from 600k DKK at Nordea to probably 250k, pushing paperwork for daddy. Karma's a BCH Isabella, his ex, actually started dating a friend of mine from the Copenhagen office. They seem happy. She sent me a wedding invitation. They're getting married next spring. I won't make it, but I sent a nice gift. We still exchange the occasional message. She's completely over Frederick and thanks me regularly for the best wedding gifts she never knew she needed. My family is thriving. Maya visited Singapore last month. We did the whole tourist thing, Marina Bay, Sentosa, hawker centers. She says I look happier than I have in years. She's right. My parents are planning a visit for Christmas. My mother has already started practicing her English ordering at Asian restaurants in Aarhus. It's adorable and embarrassing. Work-wise, I've exceeded every target. Led the successful audit of 3 major Singaporean firms looking to expand into Nordic markets. Got promoted to senior manager. The partners joke that I have a very thorough approach to risk assessment after hearing my story. My bonus this year will be more than Astrid makes in her new career. But here's the real update. I'm seeing someone. Met her 3 months ago at a corporate event. Priya, 28, lawyer at one of Singapore's top firms. Indian Singaporean, smart as HL, actually laughs at my accounting jokes. When I told her about the whole Astrid situation on our 4th date, she nearly spit out her wine laughing. Her response? Remind me never to PS you off. We're taking it slow. I've been upfront about my trust issues. She's been patient. Helps that she's also a professionally suspicious person. Lawyers and auditors make a good match that way. She has her own place, her own money, her own life. We complement each other without depending on each other. It's healthy in a way my relationship with Astrid never was. Last week, we were having dinner at Clark Quay when she asked if I ever regret going nuclear instead of just walking away quietly. I thought about it for maybe 2 seconds. No, walking away quietly would have let her control the narrative. She would have spun some story about growing apart or wanting different things. Our mutual friends would have been fed lies. Frederick's fiancée would have married a cheater. Her company would have kept employing someone who lacks basic ethics. Sometimes, the truth needs to be loud. She raised her glass. To loud truths. I'll drink to that. Looking back, finding those messages from Surin that night in the office was the best thing that ever happened to me. Not because I enjoyed destroying Astrid's life, though I won't lie, there was satisfaction in it, but because it forced me to stop accepting less than I deserve. I've been so focused on building the perfect life, good job, beautiful fiancé, nice apartment, checking all the boxes, that I ignore the reality. I was a prop in someone else's story. The stable guy who pays the bills while she has her fun. F that. Now, I'm writing my own story. And it's a HL of a lot better than the fiction I was living. To everyone dealing with cheaters, you don't owe them discretion. You don't owe them a quiet exit. You don't owe them the chance to spin the narrative. If they wanted privacy, they should have kept their legs closed and their promises intact. Document everything. Protect yourself legally. Then let the truth fly. The aftermath might be messy, but it's their mess, not yours. And to any potential cheaters reading this, we're not all predictable. Some of us bite back. Hard. Consider this case closed. Rasmus out. Edit 1 since some of you are asking. Yes, the video is still out there somewhere on the internet. No, I won't share the link. I've moved on. But it apparently resurfaces occasionally in Danish Twitter when people discuss cheating scandals. Astrid's legacy lives on. Edit 2 for those asking about the legal stuff. Danish privacy laws are strict, but I consulted with lawyers before executing. Sharing evidence of an affair with affected parties, wedding guests, her employer who had a morality clause, the other betrayed partner, falls under legitimate interest. I never posted it publicly myself. Others chose to share it. Big difference legally. Edit 3 just got a LinkedIn notification. Astrid viewed my profile. Still checking up on me 6 months later. Meanwhile, Priya and I are planning a diving trip to the Maldives. Life's good when you're living it instead of performing it. Final edit, this will be my last update on this story. I'm closing this chapter. Astrid was a lesson, not a life sentence. Thanks for following along. Remember, you deserve someone who chooses you, not someone who uses you. Accept nothing less.